replacing the lower control arms on a 2012 Nissan Versa Sedan. This is the CVT model. See, like 90% of but 99% of the videos are out there for most everything Versa or for the hatchbacks prior to 2012. So I thought I'd do a video about the sedan so that you can see the significant difference in the control arm here. The other sedan has like another nut, different member, cross part of the member right here than this one does. This is a lot easier to install, it looks like, than the hatchback model. The engineers for Nissan evidently got the message that the other one was impossible to replace, especially on the driver's side, where you had to lower the whole subframe. And here I am on the driver's side, and I just took it out of there, and it just needed, you know, some good pair of gloves, pry bar, and of course my trusty pneumatic impact wrench. Makes life a lot easier when you're dealing with suspension components that are torqued down pretty significantly. I believe my Haynes manual says that the nuts here that go onto the subframe are supposed to be 88 foot-pounds, and then I believe this was 26 foot-pounds for the knuckle, for this end here. So that should go back in pretty easily as much as it came out. Again, the pneumatic tool makes life a lot easier. But just to go to show you, this car has got about 100,000 miles on it, maybe 95, and you can see that's how badly the bushings are already wearing out on the stock. I mean, it's so worn out, you can see daylight through there. And it's so loose that I can just push it back and forth with my fingers. I would imagine that the ride comforts and the quality is going to improve significantly. This is what the new one looks like. I mean, I could push on it, see it flex just a tad bit, but that's the way it should be. There's a little split right here, and that's all clean. Looks like pretty close. I got this off of Amazon. I think one of them was $56, and then the other one was like $59. That's for the right side. Again, if you're sitting in the passenger seat, the right side's going to be, you know, from the passenger seat perspective. This is the left side. You can see that's got the L on it to let you know which side is which. That's the Beck Arnley. Looks like pretty good. Exact duplicate of the OEM part. Same cross drilling on the member there, and everything looks like it's going to just pop right back in. Yeah, I just needed a good bit of elbow grease with some pry bars. Namely, had to really work at getting the, if I can get it there, getting the pin, you know, getting the steering knuckle out of the pinch bolt here. Again, that was only like 26 foot-pounds. You could probably almost do that by hand. The pneumatic definitely was a must to get these out. There was a nut on the other side you had to counter torque, but this one appears, or at least I hope, when I put it back in, you should just, there's already a nut welded into the subframe there to just go right back in. I didn't need any kind of bracing on the coil spring or anything like that. Looks like they designed this to be replaced pretty well, which is probably good considering that these wear out so quickly. Only 100,000 miles, and that's just garbage. That's toast. So hopefully this will help somebody. If you got questions, just let me know. Thanks. Bye. Got the driver's side in finally. Anybody that wouldn't have known what they were doing would have probably watched what I was doing and been laughing their ass off the whole time, because I had a terrible time getting it in. With all this stuff, there's like a method to the madness. Once you've kind of figured it out, then it's a lot easier, and you're like wondering why you're such an idiot to begin with. But hey, you have to learn from your mistakes. My big mistake was I wasn't paying attention, and I put this bolt in upside down. And I figured, oh, I'd put this in and then use this as a pivot to slide this in, and then I used my breaker bar to open up this, and sure enough, this side went in easily. But then I found out that I had tweaked this enough to where I couldn't get the bolt back out, so that I could do it the right way, which is to put the bolt up through the bottom and have the nut coming down the top. Still couldn't quite get it lined up. I probably messed around with it for about 30 or 45 minutes trying to figure out how to get it all lined up. And the trick was, and I'll show you because I'm starting to do this side, and sure enough, things are going a lot easier over here. The trick is you have to utilize the fact that you can move the entire strut assembly off to the side. And as you can see, I was able to just slide this side in right straight away. And then, you know, I just have to move this out of the way. And then you want to get to where this is as level as possible so that it slides straight in. Otherwise it's going to get all catty-cornered. I need 2 hands to really do it right, because it's only 3 bolts holding all this stuff together, but it's just knowing the order to do it, and things are a lot easier. So anyways, thought I'd just see if I could add that on, and maybe that might help make things a little easier. The key is to move this out of the way so that you can make sure that whenever you're putting this in, it's as flat as possible so that it slides in. If it's going in at an angle, then those ball joints are going to get bound up and you won't be able to get it straightened up. Of course, you can always, you know, with a little help of like a punch, go up through the hole, and then you can work it back and forth to finally get that last bit. And of course, hammer time if all else fails. So anyways, good luck. Thanks. Bye.